Hey. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Living Life in Joy. I am Rev Melissa, and I am thrilled to be with you today. We have an exciting show coming up with a wonderful guest. And so, Living Life in Joy is all about having the opportunity to share with you people who are connected to their yes. When I became an interfaith minister, my vow was to be a vessel of joy in the world. And so the Living Life in Joy show is one of the vehicles that I use to do so. So you're going to meet a wonderful woman who is clearly connected to her yes. So let's go, set, ready. All right, here we go. So let me introduce our guest via her bio first. So Nelda Bianca Bazil is the creator and president of We Run Mount Vernon. We Run Mount Vernon is dedicated to creating a community that is proactive about health and making fitness a priority. Nelda is an avid marathon runner, running in the New York City, Chicago, and virtual Boston marathons. She is the run coordinator for Black Girls Run in Mount Vernon and a coach and member of a multitude of running-related organizations, including the National Black Marathoners Association and Running Over 60. Nelda is currently employed with the Mount Vernon School District, where she works as a one-to-one professional for children. She sees a future advocating for children and youth in her community as she continues on this purpose-driven life. Nelda also serves as the vice president of United Methodist Women in Mount Vernon. Ooh, she is into a lot of things, so I can't wait to introduce you all to Miss Nelda Bianca Bazil.
Hello, everyone. So happy to be here. I am so thankful, Rev, for you inviting me. It was kind of a surprise, but a great surprise. I thank you so much for allowing us the opportunity to present our first time ever in Mount Vernon, Turkey Trot 5K run walk.
All right, Nelda. Let me take a pause, right? Because you are what you do. You run. You ran right in. Ran right in.
Yes, so, absolutely.
Let me pull you back for a minute. Slow down. Let me catch up with you, girl. Let me catch up with you. Because you said this was kind of a surprise. So let me just say something about that, Nelda. Because it was important to me to do something to support this event that is happening on Thanksgiving that we're going to be talking about. And I won't be in Mount Vernon when it happens. And I was like, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? And then it came to me, I could have Nelda on the show and she can talk about the event and we could get the word out to more people. So it was a surprise to me too, girl. Absolutely. But I was so glad the surprise came before the event happened. So here you are. Welcome to Living Life in Joy. And before we get into the event, I want to ask you a question. Because as I read your bio, it's very clear to me that you have a passion for fitness. And I would suspect, I could be wrong, that there's a story behind that passion. So let's start there. What led you to this? What is your won't he do it story or your testimony that led you to be so passionate, and not only passionate for yourself, but passionate for the community to be well?
Thank you for asking that. It's really interesting. I lived in Florida for a while, and while I lived in Florida, my husband passed. And I became kind of melancholy, which is not my natural state.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a natural high energy person. And friends of mine said to me, you know what? Why don't you come out with us and just join this running group? It's called Couch to Half Marathon or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I got into it, because it gave me like a focus, because I was like on a downward spiral,
Mm-hmm.
and running literally just brought me back,
Mm-hmm.
and thank goodness for friends that saw that, because one of the things that I find in our community is that we don't embrace getting help when
Mm-hmm.
we're in a depressive state. And that's where I was. I was depressed.
Mm-hmm.
But running was my lifesaver, and it took me out. And I met so many people. I've gone so many places. I literally, and forgive me for jumping in again,
Go
went
ahead.
to Hawaii just for a run,
Ah.
because we call it runcation.
I love that. Runcation. So you
Runcation.
recently ran the virtual Boston Marathon, right?
Yes,
And the
yes,
New York City Marathon.
yes. Hmm.
Multiple
Within,
times, right? The New
yeah,
York City.
New York City, I've done 3 times. Chicago, I did once, but Chicago was not my best run. It was, you have to have a bad one out of all of them. And I don't say it was bad, but it was because I finished, but
Mm-hmm.
it was interesting. Definitely an interesting run. And I'll look at Chicago, but not for a full.
Okay. All
Definitely
right.
not a full.
All right. So you have captured this what has saved you basically,
Hmm.
right? You captured this and you created We Run Mount Vernon.
Hmm.
So tell us a little bit about We Run Mount
Okay,
Vernon.
so when I returned to New York in 2013, I kind of just wanted to get around the community, and I'm coming from Florida with that high energy, just flowing through my bones, and I'm talking to people about running, and everybody's like, why? But what was interesting was that I found if I walked, people would join me, and people embrace walking.
Mm,
They didn't like running, at least not as I did and others that run, but they did embrace the walk-in. So that's what I kind of just ran with. I felt like that's what the purpose or the universe was trying to lead me to.
mm, mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what happened is, I ended up having the walking group. I also have a program for children, a fitness program for children, every other Saturday. And I also started something at the school where I worked. And of course, because of COVID, we had to put it to rest. But it's so interesting because parents are coming and asking,
Mm,
when are we going to start that up again? And it's through what's called the Rising New York Roadrunner. So New York
mm-hmm.
Roadrunner has the adult program. And they also, because we all have a love for running, they also have a program for children, because we want to pass that on to our kids
Yes.
so they can take the baton and just run with it.
Yes. What's the name of the program you have for children that's every
The,
other week?
the program that I have for kids, it's called Fun Fitness for Kids.
Fun
Fun Fitness
Fitness for Kids.
for Kids, yeah.
Okay.
And
All
it's just
right.
an hour. It's an hour program every other Saturday. And what's interesting is I'll come from, like when we did Breakneck Mountain, I'll come from a hike and I have the Fun Fitness, and I'll just change my clothes and go right to my Fun Fitness, because it just brings me such joy. And I see that we have to embrace our children, and
Yes.
we have to be able to give them that, because we're leaving and they're coming.
Yes.
So
Yes.
there has to be some kind of a passing of the torch, for lack of a better word,
Yes.
to our children.
So it's a legacy that you're
Absolutely.
creating. It's a
Hmm.
legacy of fitness and
Hmm.
well-beingness.
Yep.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. So coming up very soon, Thanksgiving Day is the
Hmm.
Thanksgiving run walk that is happening. So
Right.
please share a little bit about that. And I think we could let's put up the flyer so that we
Okay.
could
The turkey trot
let
fire.
folks
Okay.
know.
Sure. Last year, what we wanted to do was we wanted to have a live turkey trot, the first ever in Mount Vernon. And what we did was we went to the city and asked them, if they would co-sponsor us. And they were like, yes, absolutely. They, just all out. They wanted to bring that to the city because when we started doing the research, we found out that Mount Vernon is really the only city around that doesn't have this event for Thanksgiving. I mean, Tuckahoe.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm coming down on you, Tuckahoe. They have a turkey trot, and we know how small, Tuckahoe is. They're probably going to Mount Vernon 3 times. And, and then I found out recently that the city of Mamaroneck has had a turkey trot for the past 50 years.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
Wow.
So absolutely we wanted to do that last year, but COVID said no. So we decided, okay, let's play around COVID, and we had it virtual, and it was brilliant. It was so successful. We had over 229 people participate in the virtual, but it was international because we have people in Africa, the Caribbean, Canada, all of different states of the US, but we were able to convince 229 people to get out and just walk 3 miles before you eat all that food that you're going to be consuming on Thanksgiving Day. So once we were able to see that success, although it really isn't a measurement tool for the live event, we decided we wanted to kind of step it up a bit. So we said, let's see what happens this year, because we know for a fact that what we're trying to do is to shift the paradigm, because people tell you right off, oh, I got family. I got family. I can't come on Thanksgiving Day. But you can, because it's only an hour. You could do a 20-minute mile, 3 miles, 20 minutes, and it's 1 hour. So I find it difficult to believe that no one can give up 1 hour on Thanksgiving Day for fitness, and which is what we're trying to tell folks that they can. Yes, you can do that.
So if people are saying yes, how do they register? Where's the starting point? Share that information also.
Great question. This year, because it's our really inaugural live event, what we're going to do is we're going to start from City Hall to kind of, give kudos to the city, because we're so appreciative of Sylvia Gadsden and her people in recreation that we definitely wanted to shine the light on Mount Vernon. So we're going to start in City Hall, and it's literally going to go into Gramerton and then into North McQuestion, which becomes Devonia. And then we're going to swing back and get back into the park from Lincoln Avenue, crossing Lincoln, and get back into the park. We have to develop the finish line. We're going to be doing that Wednesday, because we don't want to do it too early to disrupt the park. But it is something that we're going to have to do probably Wednesday evening to get the finish line set up. And the rest of the stuff we'll do the day of the event, like to have the balloons and, the start line and so forth at City Park. We have Brother Muhammad coming to be our DJ at the finish line.
Nice.
And we have Brother Mervyn Francis. He's going to do the start DJ for us. So we have to give kudos to the city, because it's a lot of work for them, to set up and that kind of stuff. But we're thankful that they decided to join with us and co-sponsor with us this wonderful, necessary event in the city of Mount Vernon.
Yes. And, I have been, I'm a member of We Run Mount Vernon, although I have been lax in the last month or two or so. And it's extraordinary. Let me just say, like I started off walking, and I had no idea, Nelda, that I could walk so far.
Yes.
I think my my longest walk has been 10 miles. That blew my mind. I was like, what? And when Nelda talks about the city being involved, this is true. I did a walk with them, and our very own Mayor Sean was walking with us. So there is an energy in Mount Vernon that Nelda is stirring up, that she's lighting a fire under so that people can be healthy and for it to be a part of our everyday routine.
Right.
It's
Absolutely.
wonderful. So thank you for shining a light in the way that you do and for bringing that passion to
Mhm.
the city of Mount Vernon, because it's so needed and it's so necessary.
Very much so. And interestingly, we had to get all the statistics for
Mm,
Mount Vernon when we submitted our event to the city in order for them to co-sponsor.
hmm
And the the statistics for diabetes, hypertension, high blood pressure, all of those things that we know that are so prevalent in our community. And we witnessed that when COVID came, you know, it was just running rampant in our
mm,
community. And many people believe that movement as part of your regular routine is one of the things that is good. It's good
yeah.
for the body. It builds the immune system. So absolutely, we want to have that here. We want our children to adapt it and
hmm
pass it on to the next couple of generations, so
hmm
that in 10 years when we come back here, we'll see that this event is just a regular routine.
Yes, yes, yes. All right, everybody. I got your marching orders to register for this Thanksgiving event. You can do so by going to where, Nelda?
www.wr like run M like Mount Vernon .org. So
All
that's
right.
www.wrmv.org.
All right,
And
y'all.
that's the
So
website.
please do that now because it is happening on Thanksgiving Day, which is Thursday. It's right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And start off is what time?
Start off, the gun goes off at 8. We For those people, we're hoping that folks pre-register, but we know we will always have a couple of people that want to register the same day, and
hmm
we will accommodate same day. We call it, we don't want to say late registration, same day registration
hmm
at 7. From 7 a.m. We have to shut it down probably by 7:45, the latest,
hmm
because then we have to get ready to kick off our
Right.
8 a.m. because we want people to get home and finish their cooking. We don't want them there all day.
That's
So
right.
we know that, the slowest people will probably take an hour and a half, the max,
hmm
because, people are going to do, well, we're not talking about the runners. The walkers will, if, like I said, if you do a 20-minute mile will have you finished in an hour.
Okay. All
So,
right. So we can do that. We can do that,
yeah.
Mount Vernon. Please register. And so let me get into the joy questions.
Okay.
So, what does joy feel or look like for you?
Okay, well, joy for me in the last few years has always been movement.
Mm,
That's my joy. That's where I get my joy. I get up at 5:30 in the morning to do a 5:30 a.m. Run, and
hmm
2 days of the week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, that's how we met.
hmm
We do a 5:30 a.m. walk.
Yep.
So it's what I give back to the community. The walk, the run is just something that, as a runner, you have to consistently run, and it's just where I get my joy. Like I mentioned to you before, it's nothing for me to come back from a hike and then do my fun fitness, because that's my joy. And I know how important it is to have the connection with our children.
Mm,
We have to bring the kids in. Everything that we're doing as far as this is to affect the behavior of how our children look at fitness. And it's even part of why I called it fun
hmm
fitness. So,
hmm
when they come, they know it's not going to be so, anything too structured, although we start with a warm up and we have a little structure in the middle. But at the end, we give them a 15-minute, what we call free play. And they come in looking, oh, what time is free play today? Because we want them to come back, and we want
Yes.
them to think of it as fun when they come, and that seems to be working.
Okay, that's wonderful. Let me ask you the second question. I say that I'm living life in joy.
Hmm.
What are you living life in?
I'm li- I'm living life I think, in service to the
Mm,
community. I've always believed, I think I heard years ago, a friend of mine has an organization that serves dentistry
mhm,
throughout the South America and the Caribbean. And she was the one that said to me, service is the price we pay
mm,
for living on the planet. And,
mhm.
I don't know if it's some famous thing, but I heard it from her first. And I just kind of adapted that, that you get so much back from serving, just from giving.
Yeah.
It just comes back because I tell you, in putting this turkey trot together, I truly believe that the universe conspires to
Mhm.
give you all that you need. So
Absolutely.
all you have to do is serve. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and everything just definitely comes back to you. So I think that's how I see it, is as service. And recently, when I discovered my purpose, it's also attached to my purpose, is that I want to serve, I want to give back,
Mm,
and I reap the benefits of giving. So definitely I don't want to discontinue.
that's right. That's right. That's right. Oh, I could go so many places with what you just said. And
Mhm.
all I'm going to say is amen to that, because it is true. The universe does conspire for our wholeness.
Yes.
And you are a demonstration of that. The last question: what is your joy song?
Ah, well, I'm a Luther Vandross. So absolutely, never too much. I mean, that has always been one of the songs for me that just never goes away. I
Mm,
don't care how old it is. I think it came out in the 80s or something. I'm not even
probably.
quite sure, but I still see, the big boom box, too much, never too much. I love, love, love that song. And it's the words. You can't give too much, never too
Mm,
much, never
mm,
too much.
mm.
Luther Vandross.
Okay, one of my favorites too. Nelda, thank you so much for blessing us today. Please, everyone, if you are now, oh, I have one last question. Do
Mhm.
you have to live in Mount Vernon to be a
Absolutely
member?
not. We've
Okay.
had many, many people already signed up that don't live in Mount Vernon. Because one of the things that we did was we reached out to News 12, we have something on New York 1. So, the surrounding area.
Mm-hmm.
Because we think even if you can't do the event, like, you definitely can do it virtual. So I have friends up in Beacon that are doing the virtual. Connecticut, I have family in Connecticut. They've all signed up. New Jersey, so definitely, not, you don't have to live in Mount Vernon. Of course, if you live in Mount Vernon, we do expect you to do it live.
Okay.
That's our
Okay.
expectation.
All right.
But,
All right. So no excuses, anybody, right? You
yep.
could do it virtually if you're not in the area, and you could do it live. So please
Absolutely.
go to wrmv.org and register now for the Thanksgiving Run Walk on Thanksgiving Day.
Absolutely.
Nelda, thank you so much. All
Thank
the
you.
best. And I'll be back out there with you soon.
Good. Thank
All
you for
right.
having me. We really appreciate it. Thank
Oh,
you.
you're very welcome.
May I
You're
just
very welcome.
ask you one last favor?
Yeah.
We have some wonderful women helping us out, in We Run Mount Vernon. Can I just do a shout out
Oh,
to?
go ahead, girl. Do a shout out.
All right. So I do want to say, a shout out to Sylvia, who's our VP, Angela and Susan, our treasurers, Danielle, who does a website, and we constantly get to her with changes. So Danielle LeBlanc, Trisha Frazier, who is our communications person, Tanya and Avril, our legal people, Gilda and Andrea. Thank you all so very, very much for all that you do for We Run Mount Vernon. Thank you.
Yes, yes. It takes a village. It takes a
Yes,
village. Yes,
absolutely,
yes. So
absolutely.
thank you. Thank you, Nelda. I'll see you soon. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, and God bless you.
Thank you, and likewise.
All right, there you have it. Please go register now. We Run Mount Vernon is doing it on Thanksgiving Day, and you don't have to live here to do it. Okay? All right. So we're going to wrap up the show. Remember, Sundays, 11:30 a.m., we have Sunday in Praise at Rockland CSL, where I am the spiritual director and senior minister. So you could join me there for some spiritual sustenance. And then Monday through Friday, Sip with Rev Melissa, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, where I give you a sip of inspiration, something for you to think about, and things that you can apply to your life every day. All right? All right, everybody. So peace and blessings, peace and justice. We're living life in joy, connected to our yes.